don't have news coverage on what's going on in Oahu, Hawaii, bro. Like, I showed you guys what happened to Maui, but Oahu, oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but Hawaii's dam in Oahu collapsed, bro. And I don't know why there's no coverage about this. Nobody's really talking about it. Now, again, they show you what's going on in Maui, but Oahu has it the worst, bro. Bro, y'all think I'm playing? Look at this shit, bro. Dogs are stuck. Look at this one. He's trying to find some safety, but this one says he's not going nowhere. This water is out of this world. I told you, this water is specifically coming up from under the ground. Oh my God. I don't know why this guy thought it was okay to keep driving. You see nothing but water. Your truck is not going to make it. Y'all ever seen water look like this, bro? This water almost look like me. What the hell? Look at this shit. That's like so much fun in it. Bro, when I tell you Hawaii needs help, man, look at this. Look at people's homes, man. These were people who were on vacation. These were people who were on vacation. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro.
We are completely underwater.
Bro.
We are completely underwater.
Look at that.
Holy cow.
Look at your trees.
Insane.
Whoa. And then the rain kicked up again, and the cars got more submerged, bro. Those cars ain't going nowhere. Bro, where's the news coverage?
Million-acre fire has been burning through Nebraska, if you didn't know. Literally the size of fucking Rhode Island. And I've been noticing zero media coverage on it. Every camera, every reporter, every headline is pointed at the Middle East. Fire is approaching 1 million acres, one of the largest in U.S. history. And I just want you to think about this when considering this fire being in Nebraska, okay? Before we get to that, I just want you to think about this. Massive wildfires in Nebraska are threatening to slow efforts to rebuild the U.S. cattle herd as key grazing land of one of the nation's top beef-producing states has been destroyed. Fires fueled by high winds have burned roughly 775,000 acres of pasture, removing a critical feed source for tens of thousands of cattle, according to state officials. Loss of grassland is expected to delay herd expansion plans, even as producers have been encouraged by historically strong cattle prices. See where I'm going here? Now think about this. Nebraska just so happens to sit on top of the Ogallala Aquifer. It just so happens to be the largest underground water source in America. Ogallala supplies 30% of all irrigation water used in U.S. agriculture. Think about this. While oil prices go up, fertilizer costs skyrocket. If shipping is interrupted, then grain exports also stall. This is happening during the biggest geopolitical crisis in 50 years. And you really think it's a coincidence? So
This is Cuba, and there is no electricity anywhere because there's no oil, there's no energy, and this is what it looks like. Except that hotel, because it's a 5-star hotel. That's it. Everybody else is in the dark.
Oh my God.
That fucker is huge, honey.
I hear the rain comes.
That's a huge one.
Oh my God. Oh Lord, bless us. Please bless us.
Kankakee. This is ginormous hail, 5+ inch diameter hail here in town. Look at the size of some of this hail. I mean, this is nuts. This is some of the biggest hail I've seen in quite some time. And again, the ground is just covered in it. You can see as I'm walking here, I mean, just massive hailstones everywhere. And they're huge. I mean, thick, heavy hailstones. And the ground is just covered. You can see the indentations in the ground where some of this hail hit. Like, look at this thing. Like, that's a crater. These are craters right here. Like, that's a crater right there. That's a crater right there. I mean, just absolutely insane. the hail that's come down through here.
Shalom, shalom. First off, in all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash, Yahweh being a true name for Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being named for His only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing this truth and honesty, sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Sop, coming to you another lesson to the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Another update, end times, and events. Hey, we have reached the pinnacle of death and destruction. We're seeing hip happen in the world, and Esau, Edom's empires. Okay, judgment is certainly going forth. You know, you got a lot of stuff happening all over, man. And this is a sign that we are in the end. This is it. This is not a movie. This is not a dream, okay? This is real life, real world. I mean, just look at this scene right here, man. This is in Australia. You know, anywhere Esau, Edom is at, and it's mostly Edomites present, you're seeing judgment of Edom. All his countries are getting smitten with the plagues. The plagues have returned. The plagues of ancient Egypt are here. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Okay, and this is only going to get worse. You ain't seen nothing yet, man. This is about to be one hell of a year. You know, just meditating. I just showed you a lot of clips that I seen just all at once, kind of today. You know, and I was meditating on topics of which ones I wanted to speak on. It was kind of difficult for me to decide what I want to speak on first, because there's so much happening at one time. But just these images right here is just like, wow, man. I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, is all this really happening? And it truly is, man. The Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, is about to return, who the world eagerly calls Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahweh Shai, and He's about to crack that sky very soon. And you're going to see His fathership arrive. Okay, and up until that point, you're going to see utter, total chaos. Your lives are about to change permanently. Okay, you walking outside your door, hearing the birds chirping, and you know, and being able to just take a stroll and go to the grocery store and get everything you need. Them days is about to be over with, man. It's about to approach a time where you're going to be extremely fearful to open your door, even crack your door and peek out. You're going to be scared to do. Is how bad these times are about to come. You're about to lose many people that you love. Many family members are going to perish. People are going to be losing children. People are going to be losing brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, all at one time, in the dozens and dozens, behind the judgment of the Heavenly Father that's about to hit this earth, man. We're seeing it hit right now. But Americans are about to be very uncomfortable. They've been comfortable for so long. Been spoiled for so long. But the plagues, hey, they hitting, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. We're seeing all of that hit at one time. And it's hitting mostly in America right now. It's hitting other places too. You've seen how red those skies were in Australia. Hey, that was not video edited. That was not CGI. That was not AI. That was a real video. And the last time we seen that happen was when the wildfires were hitting California. Okay? You walk outside, you look like you're in Dante's Inferno. Like you literally look like you're in hell. The whole sky and everything's red and glowing. It's scary shit, man. See them crows hitting Tel Aviv. Okay, getting swarms of crows flocking, ripping down Israeli flags. That's letting you know the judgment. The Lord is letting you know the judgment of Esau, Edom is here. We are at the end of this thing, and you see him being visited. You see that EF5 tornado? That's nuts, man. Look at that. Look at this motherfucker right here, man. Okay, these people are not ready for what's going on. Okay, and they're just really that clueless, and it's scary to see people walking around clueless. They're not paying attention to things like this. Everybody is about to be affected that's been trying to not look at it. You got millions of people that just been trying to, hey, if I don't look at it, it don't affect me. It's not happening. If I don't look at it, it's not happening. No, you're about to see it in person. You're not gonna be able to look at it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the judgment. When something like this swallows you up and you're flying in the center of that cyclone, you're gonna wish you got right with the Heavenly Father. How about Shem Shai? And guess what? Going to church ain't gonna do a damn thing for you, because they do not have and are not teaching you and preaching you the truth of the Bible. We are the prophets at the highways and hedges, man. The Israelites, man. Started with Great Millstone first, and those that teach the same doctrine. They got the truth. They got the warning. And a lot of y'all, you scoffed, you talked shit, you harmed us, you broke our hearts, you did so much evil. This is what's in store for you. Now, this next video that I'm going to play is a little bit longer. It's about like 3 minutes or something like that. Maybe not even that, but hey, they saying there's only 14 days left. And this video was uploaded, the warning was uploaded 7 days ago. There's only 14 days left before global oil supply is done. You already have many other countries rationing. People are already starting to riot and turn up. Hey, I was at the grocery store yesterday. Actually, today. And man, I was just talking with my seeds. You know, go in the store with your kids, you know, they asking for this and that. I had to sit them down and explain to them, hey, look, this is the new normal, man, for right now. You're not going to be able to just enjoy whatever you want in here. I had to have a talk with them, man. Because it was that expensive. You know, groceries are becoming extremely expensive, unaffordable, man. In a matter of a month, everything in that store pretty much almost doubled in price. So inflation is real. And if I'm feeling it, you know, everybody's got to be feeling the same thing, man. Everybody's kind of picking and rationing. All the top of the line items are all sitting on the shelf collecting dust. Nobody can afford that stuff, man. Everybody's trying to go with the cheapest of the cheap what they can buy. Fuel, gas is just ridiculous at the pump. Some's worse than other. I think it was in Michigan. Somebody uploaded a video of $10 a gallon. $10 fucking dollars a gallon. And I don't even want to know what it is in California. It's got to be probably approaching $20 a gallon. I mean, hey, we just in these times, man. You know? And you got a plague of darkness that's hitting Cuba. You had power outages in Southern California, San Diego area. And now you had power outages in Cleveland. So that's a plague of darkness. Okay? But listen to this video real quick, man.
You have 14 days. Not a metaphor, not a dramatic opener to grab your attention. A literal, mathematical, unavoidable 14-day countdown. And when that clock hits 0, the price of everything you buy, everything you eat, and everything that runs on energy is going to explode in a way that will make the last 3 years of inflation feel like a minor inconvenience. Here's what just happened, and why those 14 days matter more than anything else happening on the planet right now. Iran just destroyed the American command center in Bahrain. Not damaged, not disrupted, destroyed. The nerve center coordinating U.S. military operations across the entire Gulf region, gone. And in the same strike package, Iran hit Bahrain's oil facilities, fuel storage, processing infrastructure, the physical machinery that moves Gulf oil from the ground to the tankers to the global market. But that's just the opening act. In the last 48 hours, Iran has also struck Abu Dhabi's airport, hit the Fujairah oil depot, one of the most strategically critical fuel storage facilities in the world, attacked Qatar's LNG infrastructure, hit Kuwait, struck UAE positions, and continued pounding every American military installation it can reach across the Gulf. This isn't a military campaign anymore. This is a surgical economic demolition. Iran isn't trying to win a battle. Iran is trying to strangle the global economy until the world forces America to leave. And they have found the exact pressure point that makes every country on Earth, not just the ones being bombed, feel the pain within weeks. Here's the mechanism, and pay close attention because this is the most important thing you'll hear today. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed to oil traffic. Ships aren't moving. Tankers are anchored. The oil that Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE pump out of the ground every single day has nowhere to go, so it gets stored, pumped into massive holding tanks on land while the world waits for the strait to reopen. Those storage tanks are almost full. Maximum capacity, 10 to 14 days away. The moment those tanks hit capacity, the Gulf states have only one option: stop pumping. You cannot produce oil you have nowhere to put. Production shuts down, and the second Gulf production shuts down, the global oil supply doesn't tighten. It collapses. Demand stays exactly where it is. 7 billion people still need fuel, heat, food transportation, manufacturing, but the supply side just fell off a cliff. Oil analysts are currently modeling price scenarios of $50 to $80 per barrel above current levels in a matter of days after production stops. Not weeks, days. Because markets don't wait for the physical shortage to arrive. They price it in the moment the shutdown becomes inevitable. And here's how that hits you personally right now, wherever you are in the world. Every $10 increase in oil prices adds roughly $400 to $500 per year to the average household's cost of living. Not just at the pump, that's the visible part. The invisible part is that oil is embedded in literally everything. The plastic in your phone, the fertilizer that grew your food, the truck that delivered it, the electricity that powered the store, the packaging it came in.
Okay, so there you have it, man. So what you see is going on in Cuba, get ready, America, that's coming here. They're already tapped into the reserves, which is why the prices haven't gotten to the point to where it causes riots yet. But those reserves are going to start to run out after a while. People use these fossil fuels too much and depended on it too much. And this is going to bring in a prophecy which says the beast shall hate the whore. All the rest of these nations are going to begin to hate this place because they're America's the one that made a decision in Israel to strike Iran and cause all this chain reaction. Now they're trapped in it because the demands that Iran has, America refuses to meet and can't meet. So now they have no choice but to go over and basically try to just take over, and they're going to lose that battle. Everything's going to continue to escalate. Russia just got struck. Okay, so they're about to pull into it. Beef farms, you seen that video of the farms going up in Nebraska. They in the United States, Nebraska is responsible for producing the best quality beef in the United States, man, in the whole country. And Omaha specifically, they're known, Omaha steaks out of Nebraska. All that cattle, they're getting killed by the wildfires. So you're going to have a plague of famine that's going to hit. This is 2 Esdras 15:11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Okay, and this isn't just talking about America, mainly America, but you're seeing it happen all over the world. Why? Because Esau Edom is the ruler of Egypt, and he has his stronghold in many places of the world. So you're seeing like the UK get hit, Australia getting hit. Why? Because those are also part of Esau's modern day Egyptian empire. Okay, spreading their philosophy on all these different lands where you see primarily quote unquote white people. You're seeing heavy judgment hit because that's Esau Edom. That's who they are, Edomites. But in America is going to be the capital punishment location. And you're seeing a build up to that point. They're trying their best to not cover in the news and the media on a lot of shit. But you can't hide everything because people have something called a phone. And they're pulling it out and they're recording. Okay? It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. And we're seeing the plague of punishment right now. You know, when it says the plagues as before, these are the 10 plagues that hit. You had the waters that turned to blood, okay? You had the plagues of frogs, gnats and lice, flies, disease on livestock, unhealable boils, hail and fire, locusts, darkness, and the last but not least, the death of the firstborn. So we read that in 2nd Esdras. Plagues as before shall return. All of these, all of them, are going to hit again, and they're going to be worse this time. Because this place, this country is worse than ancient Egypt. The atrocities that have been committed have been worse. They did a combination of Egyptian idolatry, witchcraft, and demonology, and they merged it with the atrocities and acts committed in Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's all in one. And each one of these plagues is absolutely devastating and unalives billions of people. Water turning to blood, it wasn't just the rivers like you see in the movies and the churches tell you. Every single container and vessel that had the capability and purpose of holding drinking water was turned to blood. So imagine all these bottles of water that you go to the store. You buy your bottles and cases of water, right? Everybody buys bottled water. They try to get the best of the best, top quality spring water, you know, aquifer water, whatever it come. Imagine all those cases of water storage. All of them turned into blood. And blood is considered unclean. Why? Because it's a vessel for diseases. And all sicknesses are found in the blood. So when them vessels turn to blood, you know what happens to blood when it sits and is exposed to air. It begins to coagulate, and it also begins to stink. This is why women smell so bad while they're on their cycle, because of the blood. So it's not clean. So that right there is going to cause billions and billions of people to become severely dehydrated and die. That plague of blood, that water turning to blood, is no joke. The plague of amphibians, frogs, same thing. So the most venomous land creature on earth is a frog. Specifically, it's a poisonous dart frog. It's a yellow one. I forget the full name of it. Okay? But just one little touch, and you happen to touch your skin or anywhere where it can be ingested, it's enough to kill like hundreds of elephants. All right? So imagine trillions of these little frogs hopping everywhere and jumping in everything, every part of your house and everywhere you at and getting on you. You have some frogs or toads that have been reported that they cause, you know, different skin ailments such as warts. They're a very nasty creature, dirty, you know, can get you sick. So that's a bad plague. And guess what? All those frogs, they died. So they would get in your home, die and rot, which brings diseases. You have the plague of gnats, lice, which is extremely uncomfortable and nerve-wracking. Okay? And they also spread disease. More sickness. Plague of flies, same thing, man. Imagine so many flies that just cover an entire cow. You can't even see the cow. Plagues of them everywhere. Flies definitely bring illnesses and diseases. They feed on corpses. And they land on your food and get you sick. Okay? Flies also deliver parasites into the skin. You have a botch fly, I believe it's called, where it buries into your skin and it hatches into a huge worm and creates a crater in your skin, a hole, and just digs deep and keeps eating, and it just comes out and multiplies in you. That's what flies do. So imagine that as a plague hitting. Disease on livestock. There go your food. No more beef, man. Unhealable boils Right. I mean, imagine so. That would come next after getting hit with the frogs, gnats, flies. All this stuff causes illnesses and diseases that you can't cure. So you're going to have boils on your skin. Millions of billions of people will be suffering for it at once, pain. And also that RFID chip that comes out. When they start making that mandatory, that's going to cause a grievous sore, a boil. Hail and fire. You seen the video of how big that hail is, man. This photo here was local. This is in Kansas City, Missouri. He got hit with a plague of hail. It caused over $100 million in damages. And look how big these hail were that hit. And I showed you another video too. That was in Illinois, that massive hail that's hit. So that blasting of hail, this destroys crops. And the temperatures have been skyrocketing up and skyrocketing down in a matter of days. And you know what that does? That shocks all plants, including trees, and they die. So that means that all these farms are hurting. Okay? They can't even pay for the fertilizer they need because of the war. Cost of fuel is going up to operate all that equipment, which means crops are going to fail. And you're going to have millions of people starving. After that, you had a plague of locusts. So you already got all the crops destroyed from the hail and everything I just mentioned. But then the Lord is going to send locusts. Modern day people call them grasshoppers or crickets. All right? You're going to have trillions upon trillions upon trillions of these released in every single city, swarming. And any of the crops that are left over will be eaten up by the locusts. And these locusts will be biting people too. They will be massive like you've seen in that movie Jurassic Park. Plague of darkness. Power outages is part of that. But once you have the Lord's judgment of the spiritual aspect of darkness, when he unleashes the creatures of the dark, of the worst things of your dreams and imaginable, come to the surface from out of the caves in different places. Creatures, the scriptures say, newly created will be released. Paranormal activity on a scale of millions of people getting smitten at one time in all of their homes is going to happen. These plagues are not a game. All right? Death of the firstborn, the last one. That plague of death, that death demon that comes, okay? Many people are going to experience that too. If you don't have that blood on your doorposts, meaning you're not a believer of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you haven't partaken the Passover, which the Passover is coming up, by the way, on April 1st at evening. Okay? You're going to get hit by all these plagues. Now, those that are believers, in the ancient times when Passover was created, the Lord said the Israelites had lights in their dwellings, means they weren't touched of these plagues. This was meant for the heathen and the wicked. But this time around, even Israelites are going to feel it. But the elect, the true believers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, are going to make it through all these things. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. This is Jacob's trouble. But mentally prepare yourself for what's to come. This is not a game. You know, things are going to intensify heavily this year. And I believe through the Spirit, we're going to see many attacks and war on U.S. soil. So keep watch, man. Because the day's coming like a thief. So with that, Lord's will, lessons edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem HaKadosh. Give honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, touch with truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopefully, like person is truth and honesty, sincerity. Shalom.